We are not just simply alive in the universe. The universe is alive within us. And that, to me, is the greatest gift of modern astrophysics to civilization.
Thank you for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. Today is the day. It is Monday. Are you ready? Have your mind blown.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep last night because I knew that we were having a very special guest on the show today. Today we are talking to deGrasse Tyson. He's joining us later in the show ahead of his tour stop here in Pittsburgh. We'll ask him everything existential, scientific, and yes, we will ask him about aliens.
I mean, we kind of have to, right? Plus, step back in time to Pittsburgh's industrial heyday. Boaz is at the Frick's latest exhibit that's all about steel and grit.
And you might be missing that extra hour of sleep today. So why do we keep springing forward and falling back? Ron Smiley joins us to talk all about it next.
That and so much more coming up this hour. First, though, your local headlines in under 90 seconds. Here's your bird's eye view.
The ice cream staple right there along Carson Street at Beck's Run Road is celebrating its 75th season this year.
Breaking the Girl Scout cookie record, we are live with the local girl who's about to do it.
My name is Tim. Do you want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?
Then it's Jimmy Williams with a layup. He goes in to score, and the comeback is on. Terrence Ginyard, two-pointer. So all of a sudden, this game gets to be tied. Last possession goes to Duquesne. It's Ginyard with the desperation shot to win it. No good, but David Dixon with the rebound and the buzzer beater. And Duquesne wins this game 79-77 just as they get set for the Atlantic 10 tournament this week right here in Pittsburgh. Duquesne became just the fourth team in men's Division I basketball to rally from 30 or more points to win.
What a comeback. The Dukes now play in the A-10 conference tournament right here in Pittsburgh this weekend. Well, that one certainly woke us up, but are you feeling a bit sluggish today? No doubt for many of us, it's more than just starting a new work week. We sprang forward over the weekend, but it's a practice that some are doing completely away with. Heather, is this happening here in the U.S.?
Well, interestingly enough, there are two states that don't practice daylight saving, Arizona and Hawaii, but all other U.S. states do. And the history of it is all quite interesting. But that's actually not what we're talking about today. The news that has everyone buzzing, the Canadian province of British Columbia just decided they were done falling back. Take a listen.
British Columbia is going to change our clocks just one more time and then never again. We had committed to wait for our American partners, but the reality is that they're stuck.
So why did they do it? And could it happen here? In the CTV news report, it was for a number of reasons, they said, including the fact that so many don't sync up with the time change, like kids, Mikey, I'm sure you can agree, and dogs. They still have to go out at the same time every day. Here in Pennsylvania, there were actually two different pieces of legislation. One introduced in the House to opt out of daylight saving time and remain on permanent standard time. The other was a bill in the Senate that passed urging the United States Congress to do away with changing the clocks entirely and adopt a year-round time system. Now, some claim there are some health benefits to changing the clocks. Others disagree and say there are more risks. I think for every argument, there's another counter argument to it. Some of our friends at home may remember the U.S. actually trying to stay on, if I remember this right, permanent daylight saving time in the 1970s, but it didn't last long. One of the biggest issues was how dark it was when kids were getting on the bus in the morning come the winter time when we would normally fall back and you get a little bit more sunlight in the morning.
Right.
So it did not last very long, and I think that some people might remember that.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, growing up and, into adulthood, I mean, it affects you. You're a little tired, but I think it really hits home when you have a family and you have little kids. I woke Logan up this morning.
He's like, no, thank you.
No, I still should have another hour, but it was rough.
Yeah. So we're going to bring in Ron Smiley. And I know that you get questions about this every year, and it does feel like every year this question comes up, and there's another debate again about why we're doing it and if it will ever go away. So, and you and I were even talking about this earlier today.
Right. Let's talk about, our friends, they said, we're stuck. We've tried this before, just like you just mentioned. It lasted 8 months. It was supposed to last 2 years, and they said they were so sick of it, they didn't even get through a complete winter time with this. And the reason why was, just how dark it was still at 8:45, 9 o'clock in the morning. And you had kids going to school, people going to school in the complete dark. People did not like that at all. So yeah, it's an interesting topic to to really discuss, but we've done this before.
Yeah. So on our shortest day, winter solstice,
right?
What time does the sun come up as we fall back?
Okay,
it's still
so,
like 7:45 in the morning, right?
So you're right. So we get even last week, we were looking at sunrise happening at 6 o'clock, and then now it's rolled back to what, 7:42 this morning was what it was. So we're getting that 7:42 time. But yeah, if we're going into the middle of December and if you stayed on daylight saving time, we would be looking at, I think it's like 8:35, 8:36 would be our latest sunrise time at that point. We actually have legislation also, if you're saying, hey, why doesn't Pennsylvania just do this and not wait for everyone else? It's actually against the law, federal law, for anyone to be on daylight saving time all year long. So you can do standard time, like you mentioned with Arizona and Hawaii.
And that's where they are. It's basically the time in which you fall back. That's
right.
That's the standard time.
Right, yeah, that's the standard time, what we have in the winter months. So the other 8 months out of the year, that's what daylight saving time is. And if you remember, George W. Bush actually switched it where we added 5 extra weeks to daylight saving time. And that just happened a couple of years. I mean, obviously it was what, 20 years ago.
When I looked into the history into this, it was insane how much has actually been discussed and done to try and figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, we've all these arguments have come, they've gone. Did we save more energy when we went to daylight saving time? We saved no extra energy.
No,
so,
to that point, because you were getting this extra amount of daylight in the evening, I guess, which is nice.
Right, yeah,
but when
it's
it comes
still the
to
same amount, but yeah, you just slide it a little
when
bit later.
When it comes to the health benefits, and this is what a lot of experts tout, that you really don't get that much added health benefit in the evening. If those hours were in the morning where the sun came, it came up earlier and we had more extended hours in the morning, there would be more health benefits.
The problem is that our days, especially the closer to the poles you get shorter when, and it's, at least for us, it's in our winter and our fall seasons. It's opposite in the South Pole, but still, our days get shorter. What are you going to do when you only have 8.5 hours of daylight every day?
Right.
Someone sometime is going to pay the price. So do you want it in the morning? Do you want it in the evening?
But here's the thing, and you brought up the health benefits, but aren't there also health risks? Like when we switch the clocks, there are increased health risks to certain people. Like I think the stroke risk and heart attack risk go up during daylight saving weekend.
I think really what most people, experts say is that there is no perfect solution to any of this, and that the solution or what we do right now is pretty close to the best possible solution that we can be doing. So saying, hey, at least we switch, we enjoy when we get to the longer hours, we put the sunlight where we want it to be, but in those shorter months, we're putting it in the morning when we need it to be there.
I think it's a good reminder for all of us today, even those without small children, to think of the parents who have little babies and toddlers who do not know anything about time and are very, very sleep deprived today. So we are thinking about you. We're thinking, and you, Mike.
Yeah,
thinking about you.
Thank you.
Pray
for me.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yes.
Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh. We're not done talking about weather just yet. Mary Hours is here too. She's answering your forecast questions ahead.
And today may be possibly the sauciest day of the year. The team behind a new Carnegie restaurant is rolling up some meatball magic in the kitchen. That's next.
Take a bite so that I can watch you enjoy. That's my favorite part.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with the right one. That looks good. That's good meatball. That's good meatball.
If that clip from The Wedding Singer proves anything, it's that a really good meatball can win someone over pretty quickly. Today, we are rolling right into National Meatball Day, and we are celebrating with the perfect crew. The team behind Slice on Broadway has opened up a brand new Italian restaurant in Carnegie called Lucatino. And joining me now is owner Rico Lenardi. And Rico, you brought along some special guests.
Special guest. They have the namesake of our new restaurant in Carnegie, Santino and Luca. That's where we came up with the name Lucatino. They're like silent partners, though.
I see, yeah.
I try to find them in the kitchen every once in a while, but they help out as much as they can.
They're taste testing more than anything.
Exactly,
They have the pleasure of that. Well, congratulations. I know it has been slammed. People are really excited about this new spot.
Yeah, we opened about a month ago. This was a process that took, almost 3 years to redo the building. So we had a lot of excitement building up, and once we opened, we hit the ground running. So we're excited. Have a lot of good menu items, but of course today's National Meatball Day, so that's what we're going to do today.
Well, and so is this focaccia?
Oh yeah, we make our own beautiful focaccia.
Well, I was going to say, dough from Slice on Broadway.
From Slice on Broadway. So that's my specialty, dough. But of course, I say we have the second best meatballs in the world. Who's the first? My mother, of course.
Oh, right, yes.
My mother. But maybe I heard your husband has great meatballs as well.
Now,
so.
I don't know if you have this trick, but he puts a little bit of warm water in with his, is that?
We have water. Mine is bread.
Okay.
We actually grind up our focaccia. The secret I learned a long time ago to have a moist meatball was to put a lot of breading in it because it helps keep that moist during the cooking process.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to show you today.
Okay, great. So what do you mix in for your meatballs?
I'm going to glove you up.
Yeah,
You're going to mix.
let's do
You
it.
got to get dirty here. Luca's going to start cracking some eggs while we get going. Santino, you give that sauce a stir.
Oh, you really are putting them to work.
They got to work.
Okay.
They skipped school today for this.
That's perfect. I don't think they probably cared. You guys didn't care, did you?
No. Yeah. They want to go for the rest of the week, too. So for our meatballs, we use a mixture of beef, pork, and veal. That's like the holy trinity of the meat.
Yep.
So we're just going to throw those in there.
This is great.
So for our meatballs, it's standard seasonings, but, you got to put that extra love. So I'll let you start working that in there.
And we're mixing all this together. We want to make sure this is good and blended. Oh, as I'm losing it over here.
All right.
And you have a lot of garlic, I see.
A lot of garlic. That's my special. I probably use too much garlic. So if you want to have a date when you come to our restaurant, make sure you bring a couple of breath mints for afterwards.
Well, as long as you're both eating garlic, I think it's quite all right, isn't it?
So we're going to put in a little salt, about a 1/4 teaspoon. We have some granulated garlic, because we need some more garlic, just in case.
Right, well, you got to get in a little bit more.
A little onion powder.
Okay.
And
how's
of course,
that sauce looking?
Good.
Good.
A little pepper. Luca's cracking the eggs over here. So I'll let you add the garlic in, because we got to get all that in there.
Perfect.
Some fresh minced garlic. The key to a great meatball is using all fresh stuff. So we have next Romano cheese.
Yeah.
I like a lot of cheese too.
I do too.
So,
add it in.
And I like Romano over Parmesan. Yeah.
Well, it has a little bit more of a bite to it.
Yeah, a little bite, a little
sharper.
saltiness to it.
Yeah.
So we'll add that in there.
And how many eggs do you mix into all this?
I do about 2 eggs per pound of meatballs.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
All
and
right.
the breadcrumbs are you putting all that in?
I'm putting all of it in.
All right.
Get it in. I weighed all this out perfectly this morning.
Did you?
Yeah. But for our breadcrumbs, usually what you do, you want to hydrate them a little bit.
Yep.
Everyone has some old bread. It doesn't have to be focaccia. It doesn't have to be, if you have sliced white bread, the stale bread is what adds the flavor. So we're not going to put it all in. We'll put
some of that
3/4 of it in.
All the eggs.
And
Luca,
all the eggs.
What is it like to have a restaurant named partially after you? You had to share it with your brother. But
yeah, it's really cool. I try to get down there as much as I can, but I stay busy in the shop, the pizza shop. So.
Oh, in the pizza shop.
Yeah, he works in Robinson. You can go visit him at our Robinson location.
Yeah, you guys have to be so busy between all your different locations.
Yeah, we keep busy. My wife generally wants to kill me, but...
she's over there in the corner. She's like, please don't bring me up.
She's like, stop opening up restaurants.
All right, we're going to dump all those eggs in. I cannot wait to give this a try. I have to ask the one big question. Do you cook your meatballs first, or do you throw them right in the sauce and let them cook?
Well, both.
Okay.
So at the restaurant, when we're doing such volume that we're doing, you do have to make them and bake them, which I'll show you. When I cook them at home, I do like to cook them in the sauce. They do stay a little more tender, and it gives it gives the sauce flavor too. But at the restaurant, because we have different sauces that we can pair our meatballs with, like vodka sauce or meat sauce.
I'm losing my glove.
They're extra large gloves. I should have given you bigger ones.
Well, I can't wait to try this. So let's give you a sample. Yeah.
So we'll roll these up.
Okay.
And the magic of TV.
You have something in there.
I got them in the oven.
Perfect. I should probably throw these gloves away. Where am I going?
So as punishment, I make Santino. We go through a couple hundred meatballs a day.
Oh my gosh.
So I make Santino roll them every morning. It's like training. So these are our meatballs. I took a couple off, which we'll just put these over here.
That's amazing. A little bit of sauce.
So we'll put a little bit of sauce on the bottom.
Okay. Lovely. A little bit more.
A little more, yeah.
Load it up
saucy.
a little bit. Okay.
And then at the restaurant, this is one of the appetizers we have.
It looks so good.
Meatballs. We'll put a little more sauce on top.
A little more sauce. And what is this white? Is that ricotta?
This is stracciatella cheese. If you ever have burrata, it's what's in the inside of burrata.
I love burrata. Okay.
So we got the sauce on there, and at the restaurant, we as an appetizer, top it with a little burrata, a little more Parmesan cheese, and then, of course, some parsley to finish it.
All right, I'm digging into this. I need a bite. One bite before we wrap up. Okay, here we go. And we got to let you know that Lucatino is located on East Main Street in Carnegie. We're going to have more information about the new restaurant on our website. But Mikey, here we go. Here's my bite. And it's amazing.
Amazing. Second best meatball, right?
Second best meatball.
That looks so delicious, Heather. Make sure you bring one of those meatballs back over here with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next on the show, Mary's here with your week's forecast by the hours. What a weekend of weather we've been having, Mary.
Yeah, you know, today is actually National Nap Day, so if you want to go outside and take a nap in this beautiful weather, it's 70 and sunny, but you all have plans outside. I'll let you know what's the best day to get out and about in your forecast by the hours when we come back.
Welcome back, and Mary is here with this week's forecast by the hours, and I brought meatballs.
Smell them. They smell amazing. Thank you so much, Heather, for that. I know a lot of people will want to get out this week, have some stuff to do, walk the dog, whatever it may be. So let's start with Bill. He's walking in North Park.
Get out there.
This evening.
Yes. Go. You want to be outside today. I mean, sunny and 70. It is literally fantastic out there today. So walking even into the evening, we're still in the mid to upper 60s. That is like legit. If you ask me what my perfect weather day is, it's today. It's today.
It's today.
Like,
beautiful.
I don't want to be outside the whole day. So go for that walk. Go do anything outside today. You're going to love it.
I know there was a report, I think last week on KDKA about all the golf courses that are getting ready because we're starting to see these warmer days pop up.
Yes.
And in fact, Joe and Don wanted to know specifically about going golfing in Latrobe.
Okay, so I asked Joe when he was going, and he already went this morning. But if you want to go again, go. But also, Dawn's going to Topgolf for her birthday.
Perfect.
But I'm like, listen, tomorrow, if you're like, it's going to be a great day either way. If you're going golfing in the morning and if you're going golfing into the afternoon, it's still an absolutely wonderful day to golf. Still mid to upper 60s there through the afternoon. So nice and comfortable. I think that's like perfect golf weather.
Golf, that works out really well because you're outside, but you're inside.
You get the best of both worlds.
You really do. Yeah. Michelle, yard work on Tuesday. Michelle, come to my house and help me out.
She asked me what the best day is going to be to do it, and I think if you're going to do it tonight, or if I don't do anything tonight, just enjoy the sunny weather. Do it tomorrow. Just put it off. It's going to be low 70s. It'll be great to do anything outdoors. She said once the ground dries up, she kind of wants to get out there. And I think with a couple dry days that we have, because we had all of those storms, the yard is still muddy, but I think, so yesterday I went out and I was like, kids, you're going to get super muddy. But when they walked inside, their shoes were dry already. I'm like, okay, this is good. We're making progress with the yard.
I know. Okay, it did feel a little bit like quicksand. Like I felt like I was standing there. It was just like,
yes, we have lots of mud in the front yard.
It's very muddy. It's very muddy. So Bug and Bupa, am I saying that right?
Yeah, I think it's a company, that they're doing.
Amy wants to know, finishing outdoor tables.
And remember, you did your table outside. You needed nice weather to do that to
I'm telling you.
You have to sand.
Yep.
You have to stain.
She's our little carpenter.
Yeah. My husband had to paint our doors outside, so like we needed good weather to do stuff too. Yeah. So the best days to do it, today, tomorrow, not Wednesday. Do not paint outside on Wednesday because it's going to get wet. So we're going to have scattered showers and storms. It's actually a KDK First Alert weather day. So Wednesday, just kind of like forget that day. Stay safe, but obviously you're going to want to get out later Thursday after a little rain and snow, but we do clear through the day. So still upper 50s is comfortable. But yeah, not Wednesday.
It was amazing over the weekend when we had those storms roll through. I mean, we heard a lot of thunder, not a lot of, I didn't see the lightning as much. But the amount of rain that came down in a couple of those downpours was incredible.
Yeah, a lot of people had really strong wind damage, about 75-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So yeah, it was pretty intense. Again, on Wednesday is what we're looking at.
Yeah, it made for a nice breeze though coming into the living room. We had our windows open.
78 was the record high too.
Yeah,
wow,
that's great.
Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, Neil deGrasse Tyson joins us. From aliens to AI, we're getting his expert opinion on the biggest headlines and a sneak peek at his tour stop right here in Pittsburgh.
First, Boaz is at the Frick with a look at our country's industrial past.
Yeah, that's right. I'm here at the Frick, Pittsburgh, where they have this incredible show. These are all photographs from Lewis Hine, who actually visited Pittsburgh in the early 1900s and took photos of the workers here in town and some of the coal mines. It is wild. I'm going to show you around right after the break.
Lewis Lewis Hine might be the most important photographer you've never heard of. He's been called the father of documentary photography. And for the next few weeks, you can see a selection of his work right here in town. Boaz is at the Frick Pittsburgh in Point Breeze with more.
So the cool thing about Lewis Hine is that he wasn't taking photos of the kings or the industrialists or the important people. He was taking photos of the normal folks. I'm here with Don here at the Frick Pittsburgh, and this is really a pretty unique show, which has really been resonating with folks here.
It's been really incredible. I think a lot of people recognize Lewis Hine's photos from their American history textbooks, even if they don't recognize his name. So we're standing in the Smoke and Steel section, which really focuses on Lewis Hine's time in Pittsburgh. He was part of the Pittsburgh survey, which took place from 1907 to 1908, and it was a comprehensive socioeconomic study of the city. So it looked at the living and the working conditions of steelworkers, especially in Homestead and all around, and he's really exposing how the people who are creating this massive wealth and working in the industry, how they're really living and what conditions they're working under.
And so you took these portraits of workers here in the Pittsburgh area.
Yes, so these are all based outside of Pittsburgh and in Homestead.
And what kind of rig would he have been taking a photo with? Like, would this have been impressive to these folks having their photos taken?
Probably. I can't imagine that they had their photographs taken very often. Lewis Hine worked with a Graflex camera, which had like flash powder flash, so it would have been like kind of a bright bang. So probably an odd encounter for them to have.
This
I always
might have been
wonder,
something
like,
at the end of the day, they would have come home and you're like, well, the weirdest thing
guess what happened today?
Yeah.
I know. It's so odd. I'd love to know what they thought about having their photographs taken.
Yeah.
But they're also direct, like there's such pride, there's such dignity in how Lewis Hine captures people. The emotions that he's able to get are really stunning.
Wow. And so this wall is all Homestead, and of course this is such a striking image of this little kid. Is she in an orphanage in Pittsburgh?
Yes, so this is Little Orphan Annie. This is an image that has become associated with the fictional character of Little Orphan Annie, but really this is just a heartbreaking image of the need for better societal reform and greater support systems, because she kind of stands in for the many. There are a lot of children who are living like her, maybe lost their parents to industrial accidents, and what becomes of her, we don't know.
Wow. And then we've got a little levity here. This dude is playing some accordion.
Yeah, this is a Slovak steelworker in Homestead entertaining boarders after the day's work. And I love that they are able to find joy and moments of creativity and art and beauty, even under these harsh living conditions.
Wow. And then over here, we're still sort of in the area. We're in different parts of Pennsylvania and West Virginia.
Yeah.
And this is, it's just hard to believe that folks were just riding horses and going to work in the mines.
It's really incredible what he captures, the fact that he's taking his camera deep down, dark into the mine.
He's like in the mine. Wow, that's wild.
And he's really exposing what their working conditions were like.
Yeah, and one thing I want to show over here is one of the photos in your ads is so striking because it really shows all the kids who were working in these industrial settings over here. And it's, you were talking earlier, you have a 9-year-old at home, and here's what a 9-year-old was doing in 1908.
Yeah, this is one of his most iconic images from the early 20th century, working with the National Child Labor Committee. Sadie Pfeiffer is a 9-year-old, and you see her in this textile mill. My 9-year-old is in 3rd grade, playing basketball, having fun, and she didn't have that kind of childhood. So it shows how far we've come as a society, but also how far maybe we still have to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the photos are so striking. We've only seen a tiny portion of it. There are all these photos from Ellis Island as well.
Really incredible. All the 3 big pivotal moments of his career: Ellis Island, Pittsburgh survey, and the construction of the Empire State Building.
Wow. Well, get down here. You don't have much time. You got until May, really, to get down
May
here.
17th.
All right. Well, get down to the Frick Pittsburgh here in Point Breeze. It is really an incredible show. I couldn't recommend it more highly.
As Lewis Hine Pictures America runs through mid-May. And we have more information on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. Well, ahead on Talk Pittsburgh, Heather's got some good news to share today.
Oh yeah, Mikey, we are kicking off the second half of the show with the stories that are making us smile this afternoon, including a new restaurant opening and a new season for the reigning USL champions. Talk Pittsburgh will be right back.
Welcome back to Talk Pittsburgh. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us.
Ahead this half hour, he has nearly 13 million followers on just one social media platform alone. Astrophysicist, speaker, and author Neil deGrasse Tyson is joining us before his stop in Pittsburgh later this month.
Can't wait for that. First, let's get into some good news that has us talking. Well, here's something for food lovers. A new restaurant is coming to Live Casino Pittsburgh at the Westmoreland Mall on April 9th. It's called Mangia, from the well-known DeLallo Italian Market brand. The new spot will feature classic Italian dishes along with products like sauces and oils from the longtime regional company that's been a staple in Western PA kitchens for generations.
And soccer fans in Pittsburgh are getting ready for another exciting season. The Riverhounds kicked off their title defense this weekend after bringing home the USL Championship last year, the city's first professional soccer title. The team starts the season with several road matches, but fans won't have to wait too much longer to see them at home. The Riverhounds home opener is March 28th at Highmark Stadium against Sporting Club Jacksonville. Well, we are so excited. Ahead of his tour stop here in Pittsburgh, astrophysicist, author, and speaker Neil deGrasse Tyson is joining us.
Yeah, the event is on March 24th. It's called Science Under Siege, Fighting Back. Neil, we are so excited to have you with us today. I mean, excitement doesn't even describe what we've been feeling all morning long here. What can people expect from this event?
Yeah, I just developed that. I give public talks all the time, and I have a list of 10 to 15 that are offered to the host at a theater, and then they pick one depending on what they think their audience would care most about. And this year I just thought I would offer this as one of my possible topics, the science under siege. People need to know the consequences of what happens if budgets get cut, if PhD researchers are removed, if non-scientific thinking, wishful thinking starts prevailing over laws and legislations. There are consequences to that. This is the whole talk, exploring what I did to try to fix that. And maybe it had no consequence at all, but you can't not fight if you feel like change is necessary. And so that's what I did.
There's a photo on your Facebook page promoting this event, and it's you standing at a podium and the words "still not a planet" behind you. So listen, I need to know, because, you know, our son is getting a little bit more inquisitive. I was just telling you in the commercial break, he is so pumped about Orion's belt and being able to find it in the sky now. And he wants to know more about who Orion was, if he was real, how did he die, how did he end up in the sky. So we're starting to talk to him more about planetary stuff. And so is Pluto a planet? Is it not a planet?
Get over it.
Okay. All right. It's not.
Still not a planet.
Still not a planet.
In spite of urges to bring it back, no, it was never a planet. We didn't have enough data to show how not a planet it was until just recent decades. So it's just a dirty ice ball in the outer solar system, and it's one of the biggest dirty ice balls. So I think it's happier that way.
Wait, but isn't there, now, does this still happen? Isn't there a big festival that happens, is it in Arizona, where they discovered Pluto?
Pluto was discovered in Arizona at the Lowell Observatory on an observing program started by Percival Lowell. He's a wealthy New Englander. You know, the Lowell is one of those names. But he died before Pluto was discovered. The person he tasked to find it was Clyde Tombaugh, and he stayed with it and pored over all the images of the sky, and finally found a little dot that moved, and it was discovered as you know, Planet X was its designation initially until it got named, and everyone thought it was a big red-blooded planet. Then people said, wait a minute, this is smaller than we thought. It was very far away and dim, so to accumulate good data took decades. And it was not until the 1970s or 80s where we said, this is really small. In fact, our moon is 5 times the mass of Pluto.
Wow.
See, Pluto lovers generally don't know that. See?
Yeah.
And then you got to tell them that, and then they go,
oh. See, you know, but we fell into that time frame where we were being taught that it was a planet, so it's hard for us to get over this.
It is. So I hope you know that. Not a planet. Okay, so on your YouTube channel, you discuss everything from black holes to zombies. I mean, you name it, you do it. Is there a favorite topic that you love to dive into?
Yeah, I think, thanks for asking that. If I turn it into a whole talk, I'd like commenting on attempts of movies to get their science right.
My gosh, we were just talking about Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar is up there because its executive producer is a cosmologist, a professional cosmologist at Caltech. His name is Kip Thorne. He even won the Nobel Prize for the discovery of gravitational waves with this big laser interferometer gravitational observatory, LIGO it's called. Two black holes collide, make ripples in the fabric of space-time. They detected that, and it was predicted by Einstein 100 years ago. The boy knows his cosmology, and it was his story, and he brought Christopher Nolan on to help him tell it. Because we all know Christopher Nolan likes these time-bending plot lines, which that surely was. So that's high up on the list. And then you get really low on the list. For example, Armageddon. Armageddon violates more laws of physics per minute than any other film I had ever seen until Halle Berry's Moonfall.
And then, and then they got that right.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's bad. It's even worse.
Bad. I mean, they're entertaining, but in Moonfall, like the moon is hollow and it's falling towards Earth, and as it comes overhead, people are lifted up by the gravity of the moon. It's like, who was your advisor on this?
Oh, right. Yes. Oh my gosh.
They should have hired you.
I think because movies are pop culture, and it's a way to flow science into people's awareness. And so I don't mind if they get the science wrong, if it gives me something to talk about and people learn.
Okay, we're learning today.
We are.
We're learning so much.
We're taking notes. All right, Neil, we're going to be right back with you. Stay with us. We want to get your opinion on some recent headlines about space phenomena, even aliens. You know, the one, we couldn't skip that one. So we're going to do that after the break. We're back with more conversation with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and we want to ask your opinion about some current headlines, Neil. So if you will allow us to do that.
But first,
we love it.
Before we do that, we're going to go back to Orion's belt and Orion. And you said you have some knowledge drops for us.
So Orion is one of the 88 constellations in the sky. So you remember that number because that's how many keys are on a piano. So that's easy to remember. Except the keys on a piano make music. The constellations make a zoo. Okay,
that's right.
Creatures, weird characters. Orion is one of the most distinguished constellations on the sky. All of its stars are bright. It's got a belt. He's a hunter. He straddles the Earth's equator on the sky so that both the northern and southern hemispheres see him. So if that's your first constellation out of the box, it's a good one.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so good.
So excited. And the sword hanging down and he's on his knee. It's so cool.
All right. So
yeah, just to be clear, yeah, he's got a shield and he's got a sword on his belt, but it's hanging like directly between his legs. And I'm thinking,
it's not good
if I were carrying a sword, that's the last place I would carry it.
I thought the same thing, actually.
It's dangerous, for sure. So this is one of the first headlines that we want to get to. The space jellyfish. People saw this in the sky in Florida last week. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah. So what happens is when you have launches that are in twilight, then the launch plume is high above Earth where it still sees the sun, because the sun is set for you, darkening your sky, but that high up, it gets illuminated, and everybody thinks it's a UFO, or aliens. And generally, when people don't know what they're looking at, it's odd that people immediately say, oh, it's aliens visiting from another planet. But no, it's a rocket plume. And they're fun to look at, and they're really weird looking, and some are creepy looking, but they're full, perfectly legitimate explanation for them.
I always think too, when I'm looking at, especially as we see more people be able to do this like consumerism type space travel in the, I wonder, are we putting holes in our atmosphere by the more that we're coming through? Does that make any sense in how I'm using it?
What we are doing, we're not putting holes in the atmosphere. What we're doing is putting more stuff in orbit around the Earth. In January, Elon launched his 11,000th satellite.
Yes.
So these, and I'm thinking, plus on top of that, there's debris left over from rocket parts and rocket boosters, and NASA tracks this. I forgot the numbers, as many as 500,000 debris that's the size of a softball, or moving at 18,000 miles an hour. So it is dangerous now. And I think the reason why aliens haven't visited is they looked at all this crap orbiting Earth and say, what the hell are y'all doing?
Well, speaking of aliens,
we gotta talk about
this is our other headline here. So President Obama, he said in a recent interview that he does believe that aliens exist.
Basically broke the internet.
Really? So we need to know, are they around?
Yeah, so I had no misunderstanding of that sentence, all right? Obama is scientifically literate, and so he knows that in astrophysics, we don't doubt the likelihood of there being life in the universe beyond Earth, and with the possibility of intelligent life. As far as I knew, that's what he was referring to. Everyone is thinking, well, he's president, therefore he knows things that other people don't know, that we're stockpiling. And I'm thinking, where you come? That's quite a leap, first of all. Second, if there were a cover-up, the president would be in on the cover-up, right? So why wouldn't there be?
Yeah.
So I just wrote a whole book on it. It comes out in like a couple of months.
Oh, good.
It's called Take Me to Your Leader. Perspectives on your first alien encounter. It's just things to think about when if an alien sort of walks up to you. Like, just for example, if the alien has a little bit of dog in it, just who knows, its first tradition might be, let me go around and sniff you in the butt.
Right, yes.
You say, hey, what are you doing?
So you know what I think about, and you were talking about movies before. Do you remember Fire in the Sky? That's what terrified, was it called Fire in the Sky? Do you remember that movie?
I don't remember that.
Oh, this is where the guy got abducted by aliens. They did all these experiments. They put this like sheet of plastic on him. And you know what? If you're bored this weekend, which I'm sure you won't be, check it out. I think it was
think about the ego involved with the assumption that aliens who are vastly more intelligent than we are, otherwise how could they get here in their spaceship, and we haven't left low Earth orbit in 50 years. So vastly more intelligent, and somehow they're curious about us and our body orifices. It's like, how big can your ego get that aliens will cross the galaxy just to investigate you? That I just want to pose that question to our state of self.
Well, thank you. It gives me some perspective.
It really does.
They're not interested in me. Got it. Okay. I did want to talk to you about AI, because I know this is a hot topic right now, even with things that you're talking about on your YouTube channel. And in fact, you just spoke with, was it Jeffrey Hinton, one of the architects of AI, about this. Did this change your perspective at all on AI and how we're using it and what the future looks like with it?
Yeah, so it's all around us. So people say, oh, AI, as though it's some new problem. It's been with us, and it's been with us rather smoothly, I would say. Do you remember when Siri was first introduced on the iPhone?
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, Siri knows how to get to grandma's house and avoid the traffic. And these are all sort of early versions of AI, and now no one comments that this exists in our smartphone. So every little bit of AI that helps our lives, it's a little shocking at first, but then it gets absorbed and we move on to the next threshold. So the real fear factor here is when AI becomes self-learning, okay, or AGI, they call it, artificial general intelligence, where AI learns after having learned, right? So it exponentially grows in its knowledge and its capacity to make decisions. And if you give it agency, that's the real worry, because then it'll clearly decide that we humans are pointless on Earth.
Boy, we could talk to you for the rest of the show. We wish you could just stay around.
Well,
I know so many questions.
People are really looking forward to you when you come in later this month, and maybe if you're in Pittsburgh and you have some free time, again, like I know you're super busy, but if you want to just stop by, we'd love to have you.
Please.
So.
Well, you guys are fun, and thank you for all the great questions about all of this. And so the universe is a vast ocean of mysteries, questions, but also answers. And so we're not completely ignorant in our efforts to decode the cosmos. So It's fun to learn what we know and then find out where the edge is. But consider that as the area of our knowledge grows, so too does the perimeter of our ignorance. And that's what keeps me jumping up, going to the lab every morning.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thanks, Neil.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, catch Neil deGrasse Tyson Tuesday, March 24th at the Carnegie Music Hall of Oakland. We have a link to tickets at kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
Highlight of my career. Still to come on the show, KDKA's Barry Pittar standing by the newsroom with the stories you don't want to miss tonight on the KDKA Evening News.
That's so many questions.
As focus shifts to our commute home, you may be thinking about what's for dinner, maybe before a busy night of activities, but we have a story that could affect your wallet, especially if you live in Allegheny County. Megan Schiller has more.
Hey, Heather. Here in Allegheny County, more homeowners are filing tax assessment appeals than ever before. And in every other county across Pennsylvania, assessors sit in on those hearings and present information, make sure all of the details about your property are correct. But that's not happening in Allegheny County. Coming up tonight at 5, we're talking with one expert who says that could be costing you money or just leaving money on the table. We'll have the full investigation at 5.
All right, a lot of people are going to tune in for that. All right, we want to take a moment and find out what else you can expect to see on KDKA TV News tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
Barry Pittar is in our newsroom with more. Barry?
Yeah, good afternoon. Heather and Mikey here are a few of those stories that we are working on for you today. First, we're hearing more and more about the mergers and closures in our region as areas of population grow or in some cases fall. That's what's happening in Duquesne. The state is now taking a closer look at the future of Duquesne City School District. It has had years of financial struggle and already merged its high school. So the question now the state is asking, might it be better to simply merge the entire district with another nearby district? Do residents in the area like that idea, or do they feel like they're going to be swallowed up by a bigger district and just become an afterthought? We will ask those questions. Also, more on that story Megan was talking about. If you are a homeowner in Allegheny County, you know that sometimes what you think your house should be assessed at and what the county assessment is can be two different things. Well, apparently that's happening more and more, as she said. More homeowners are filing tax appeals than ever before. But what happens when that county assessor never shows up? It seems that is also happening more and more. What does that mean for your home assessment or for the county and the tax collections? KDK investigates. As we mentioned, we'll talk about both of those sides. All right, and finally, well, it's clear everyone is talking about the rising gas prices going up much faster than most expected, which brings us to this point and this question. Have prices risen so far that at this point in time, you are already altering your driving habits, be it necessary driving, as in going to work or driving the kids to school, or optional driving, like a weekend day trip or even a trip to the mall? We'll explore whether or not people in our region are already changing their transportation habits due to the rising cost of a fill-up. All that and more coming up. Curious, Heather and Mikey, how about you? Are you changing driving choices yet?
It just makes me rethink, do I really need to go there?
Right.
And also, I should probably fill up today before tomorrow comes.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's right. You're watching those prices and saying, hey, is it worth it? So, yeah, and they're expected to go up. So we'll see what folks in our region are saying about that as well tonight.
All right. Thanks, Barry.
You're welcome.
Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're wrapping things up with another quick look at your forecast.
Welcome back. So much sunshine today to enjoy. So get out this evening. Temperatures right around 70 and it was a little bit chilly starting off. Now tomorrow morning at the bus stop, we're waking up into those 50s. We make it to the low 70s again, just not as much sunshine as today, but it's still going to be absolutely wonderful to enjoy those 60s and 70s plus dry conditions before storms roll in on Wednesday. And it's also a KDK First Alert Weather Day, so stay weather aware.
Yeah, like you said earlier, it's a perfect day to get out and take a walk.
That's right. And more, of course, coming up at 4 o'clock on what we can expect on Wednesday. Mary, thank you so much.